Okay, boys and girls, sorry it cut me off at 15 minutes for after day 3, so we will start on day 4 of our packet. Okay, so for reading, you're going to read The Ant and the Grasshopper, and then down here on the bottom it says, what do you think the ant will do? What do you think the grasshopper do, and why? I want you to make a prediction. What do you think the ant will do? And what do you think the grasshopper do? And why will do? And why do you think they will do that? Then you can go to the next page. Do this page first, though. Do this first page first. Do not skip this part, answering part, until you have. Do not skip this and then go on and read the next part. The reason why you're doing this is to make a prediction to see what happens next, and then you will read this next part to see what will happen, and then it asks, what's the moral of the story? A moral of the story is, what's the lesson? What did one of the characters learn from the story, or what did you learn from the story? Okay. Then next, for reading, you also are going to complete the story by writing in the empty boxes. Now what I want you to do is I do want you to read all of these parts that are already written, because I think that it will make you understand a little bit more of what maybe you need to write in these little boxes, but it's basically missing some parts of the story, and they want you to fill in those parts. Now, you guys can say different things. I had one idea, and then I thought of a different idea after I got through this entire thing. But I want you to read this box, and this box first. Then, once you've read this box, think about what you think could happen next in about 1 sentence or 2. And then down here, write another thing that could happen. Then it has to make sense and go with this paragraph right here. And then it goes down to where you're going to have to make up what happens here too again. And then it comes over here. Okay? I would make sure that you read these first before you make up these sentences right here that go in the middle of the story. Like I said, make sure you write at least 1 sentence, maybe 2 in each box. If you can write more, that is perfectly fine too. Alright, then for grammar, you're going to fill in the missing periods and quotation marks in this story. Remember, quotation marks are these little C's. Oh, let's erase that. Let's do this. Okay, the little C's that go around the words that are being said by one of the characters. Okay, it's the words that characters say. All right, and then for math, you have another hundreds board challenge. And like I said, once again, I will go through and I will write what these multiplication numbers are for you all if you are not sure how to do multiplication. And then you will get another picture for your hundreds board on this side. Okay. Then for day 5, you have a story that you are supposed to read, answer these comprehension questions, and then you have a personal narrative, problem, and solution graphic organizer. And so you will need to think about a time when you had a problem, what caused the problem, how was it solved, who solved it, and then how did it make you feel when you had that as a problem. So I made up one. I said, oh, I couldn't find my library book or my library books. Okay, do I want you to use that example? No. So please don't use that example. But that is a problem. Maybe you couldn't find your library book. But why is not being able to find the library book a problem? Well, you have to turn it in back to the library, or else you'll get a late fee, or you might not get a candy from Miss Dixie or something like that if you don't turn in your books. So then you can tell me who solved it. Was it you? Was it your mom? How did, maybe it was both of you. And then how did it get solved? The solution is how the problem was solved. So I could say my mom helped me look for it and we found it under my blankets or something like that, because maybe you retraced your steps and went back and you remember reading in your bed and you must have fell asleep with it in your bed. And then how did it make you feel when you had lost your books? Well, maybe you were worried that you were going to get in trouble at school because you didn't have your library books. So that's an example. Do I want you to use that? No, I want you to come up with a different problem, okay? It doesn't have to be too serious or anything. It's up to you, okay? And then, you have another one of these Aesop fables, and you are going to just fill in the periods this time for at the end of each sentence. Okay, and then for math, you are going to do a graph. This is something we have not really learned yet this year. It's something that you were supposed to learn here closer to the end of the year. So I'm glad we're being able to do some of this as practice. Basically, you have this graph right here, okay? You have 3 people, okay? Or 4 people, I'm sorry, 4 people, Eric, Carol, Manny, and Sue, and they all like to go hiking. This graph is called a pictograph because it has pictures in it, okay? Pictures of these backpacks. It's called a pictograph. A pictograph always has a key, boys and girls, okay? This is what we call the key. Now, the key tells you that each picture of a backpack is one hike, okay? One hike for this, this page. So, Eric, if he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 backpacks, that means he's been on 8 hikes, okay? Because each one of them represents a hike. All right? Then you, so you can kind of see all the hikes that these people have been on, and you need to answer these questions. Who went on the most hikes? Tell me the person. Compare Eric and Carol. So Carol and Eric. How many more hikes did Eric go on? How many more means what? So how many more did Eric go on than Carol? You can put the number here. How many hikes did Sue take? Look at Sue's. See how many hikes? Write down the number. How many fewer? Fewer is what kind of word? To know what you need to do. How many fewer hikes did Manny go on than Sue? So you're looking at Manny and Sue's and putting that number down. Who hiked the least? You can put the name down. And how many hikes did they do total? Total means all together. Okay, now, here is the social studies and science for you, boys and girls. Okay, label the compass rose with N, S, E, and W for north, south, east, and west. Now, we kind of talked about a compass rose before in science, Mrs. Reinerson's science class. This is your compass rose right here. North goes on the top, south goes on the bottom, east goes on this side, west goes on this side. Okay. Then, since you know that, I would here is your key to help you too. Houses look like this, and it tells you whose house. Larry's house, Kim's house, Harriet's house. Okay? This is the police station, so the police station's over here. Supermarket, right here. The school is right here. You need to write north, south, east, or west in these blanks to answer these questions. Harriet heads what direction to get to school? Well, here's Harriet's house. If she wants to go to the school, what direction is she going to go in? You're going to answer all those questions. And then for the next map, it has a compass rose also, but then it also has something that's called a legend. Okay, so you can see where it has these triangle things, those are mountains. The population for this, which this circle is right here. So for Bear Island, population is 20,000. For Nature Island, this is the population. And for Stone Island, right here, this is the population. The capitals are the stars, and then the forests are the trees. Okay, it tells you color the mountains purple, the capitals yellow, the forest green, the water blue. You can use your highlighters, and then you have to answer these questions. Now, boys and girls, one of the questions is asks about how many miles it takes from getting to Nature Island to Bear Island, or Bear Island to Nature Island. Kind of see if you can guesstimate how far this is, this line. It's about my pinky, the top of my pinky finger is what I kind of did. See if you can do your best on that one. And then you have the treasure map. And this says you have landed on Treasure Island. Each landmark on the map lies within a square that's named after the column and the row that makes its sides. For example, you have landed on Smuggler's Cove. So Smuggler's Cove is right here. This is where you have landed. Okay? Smuggler's Cove is located under B. If you go down from the top, B is first. B what? B, go across over here, B5. Okay, Smuggler's Cove is on B5. All right, column B, row 5. Make sure the letters go first and then the numbers, which means it's in square B5. Okay, so you're going to fill out the other landmarks below. So Parrot Forest. You find Parrot Forest, you can see it's right here, but it's on 2 squares, boys and girls. So you have to write the numbers and the letters for the 2 squares. So Parrot Forest is on B3 and on B4. So you have 2 things, B3 and B4. You see Crossbones Mountains, it's all of these. So you have 4 squares that you are going to put in. Make sure you put your letters first and then the number, okay? Then the last few pages, boys and girls, are just some science activities. I am not asking you to do these with your parents. I know you may not have all of the materials that you might need to do this, so it's okay to skip this page and the last few pages, okay? If you have time and you have these materials, go ahead and do it if you want to. If you do not, it's okay to skip, okay? It's okay to skip that, and it's okay to skip this. You could read through them and see if it's something you can do at home, but if you can't, it's no problem. You don't have to worry about it, okay? All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a good week. If you have any questions, you can type it in your messages on Shobi. It will send me an email that tells me that you have had a question, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can, okay? I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you later. See you on Tuesday for our Tuesday Zoom meeting in the morning. Thanks. Bye.